So I've got my name on a record right next to Mick Jagger. My name's Jeff Watkins, and I'm a saxophone player. I play for the New Orleans Suspects. I do a lot of recording as well and producing. The New Orleans Suspects are Jake Eckert on guitar, C.R. Groover on keyboards. I play the saxophone, Eric Vogel on bass, and currently we have a new member, Eddie Christmas, and he's on drums. Our old drummer's Willie Green of the Neville Brothers, and Willie's had to retire. This was a little painful for all of us because Willie was his family. And Willie's a fine person and musician. And I believe it made each one of us come to terms with our own longevity. I had to ask myself, well, how many years do I have left, you know? And he's all right, and he'll be playing plenty. Hopefully he'll land in something lucrative. The saxophone has been a love affair since I was 12 years old. I started in the band in junior high school in the 7th grade. We had a choice of either going to study hall during that time or to band. And I went home and talked to my mom and dad about it, and then my father proceeded to play me a bunch of records. When he got to the saxophone, I was like, ooh, I like that. So once I had heard that, I decided, you know, the sax was going to be the one for me. I'm very proud of some of the work that Jake and I have done out of his studio. We've done projects for John Mooney and we did Brent Anderson's record, Dave Jordan. Jake and I together do all the New Orleans Suspect stuff. The secret to a successful band is understanding that it's a team sport. Sometimes it's my job to stay out of the way of things like vocals, parts of the song don't call for the sax. As a horn player, maybe my hardest job in a band is to decide when to not play. I moved to South Carolina, started working in Augusta. The first night I went there, met 3 or 4 people who had worked for him and was offered gigs the very next week. And I went back and forth to Augusta, to a place that he was known to go to every once in a while. It was a 5-star restaurant. Almost a year into being there, there was a commotion in the parking lot. I looked out there and I could see the largest limousine I'd ever seen in my life. An hour later, he came and asked if he could sit in and sing with us. And when it was all done, he asked me to come to the office. I gave them my number, but I called back every 2-3 weeks, just enough to not be annoying, but to remind them who I was, and please keep my number, and please call if and when there's a time. It was only a few months, and I got that call. That's how the James Brown journey started. We're working on 2 new albums, one for Tribal Gold with the Mardi Gras Indian feature, and we're working on our next New Orleans Suspects album. So you might look for those coming out real soon. TIPITINA'S is probably the most classic venue I've ever performed at in the whole world. If you're playing at TIPITINA'S, you've been doing something right. Hi, my name is Jeff Watkins, and I'm here with Delaney at Offbeat Magazine, and I came to talk to you today about the New Orleans Suspects, and I'm hoping that you'll come see us at TIPITINA'S.